This time we've got what is it again? Botnik?
Yeah, if you'll recall, it was episode 4 when we just dived into botnik.org, which is
Yeah.
think of like your cell phone and it has the predictive keyboard. Imagine that, but instead of it using your previous typing history, you can just put in whatever text you want. So people have made, like the most infamous one is what we read in episode 4, which was an entire chapter of Harry Potter generated from the entire text of the Harry Potter series in that way. Where it's like literally you have I made my own Harry Potter chapter, which is what this is. Ethan is going to read the Harry Potter chapter I made. It's really short. It's not as long as the handsome one or whatever it was called.
Yeah, and I think I purposely didn't read the whole thing because I wanted to be able to read it on the episode. Mm-hmm. So what was the sources you gave for it? Just Harry Potter text?
Yeah, if you go on botnik.org, you can go to the keyboard, like what would you call it, like plugin or app that they have, and you can put in any like text files, stuff like that, and they have certain things like built in that you can just access from the website, and Harry Potter is on there. So I'm like, okay, let's turn on Harry Potter, and I'll just type chapter and then hit like whatever number comes up. And I had to like fix it and add punctuation and things like that. But literally it just gives you like a grid of words that could come next, and it organizes it by like what's most likely to come next first. And I would just kind of choose. I would occasionally add my own word if nothing worked. But that was few and far between. So
you actually crafted it then.
I did. I built my own chapter, and Ethan is going to read it. Okay? So
all right.
Here we go.
All right.
I don't
Chapter
I don't remember how good this is, so we'll see.
Chapter 30, Musical Cat. It's already great.
I purposefully don't have it open right now so that I can react with Ethan.
Okay.
So
literally the first sentence immediately is hard for me to read. Quick.
Sorry, I remember one sentence. Sorry to interrupt. One sentence in this that I actually like really love, and I'll point it out when you say it. But I just love the way that it came out and that the Botnik like built it, and I'll point it out when it happens. So continue.
Okay. Harry quickly strangled sausages again. That's the first sentence. Harry's valiant efforts could not stop the Harry's valiant efforts could not stop the greasy hole of panic from swelling shakily.
The greasy hole of panic.
From swelling shakily.
Also a 70s porn star.
Only 2 sentences in. I can't. There was a bang and a flash, and Hermione stood watching him anxiously. Harry, said Hermione, looking alarmed. Ron was lying about Snape's hundreds of candles. He doesn't have a clue what he was talking about. Hermione repeated the first thing against Harry's will. Harry yelled at Hermione and pulled her arms out of her bag. Hermione gasped. Ron made a loud thump as he reached the door. It felt strange and mysterious, said Ron. Harry began a large swig of pumpkin staircase, which made his head immediately Thomas.
I remember writing that sentence, and I was like, okay, Harry took a big swig of pumpkin, and I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be a beverage. And I was like, no, staircase? All right, you really think staircase comes after pumpkin in the Harry Potter text? Okay. And then, like, it made his head immediately, and, like, Thomas comes up, like, who the hell was Thomas? Was there a Thomas in Harry Potter?
I don't remember a single Thomas, let alone enough of a Thomas to be in the predictive text.
Yeah, after immediately.
After immediately, like, what the hell? Whew, anyways. Harry whispered something to Ron, and Hermione looked frightened. There is much to be gained in midair.
That's the
said Ron.
sentence. That's the sentence.
There's much to be gained in midair.
Oh my gosh. It's like
It sounds so much more interesting than it is.
it sounds like so cryptic and philosophical, but it's just nonsense. I just imagine him being like, "There's much to be gained in midair."
It sounds like a hint in a video game. Like your loading screen and it just says this.
Yeah. Thanks, Skyrim. That was like the pinnacle. That's when I knew I had gold on my hands.
Oh my god, I'm crying. I'm actually crying. Oh my god.
Ugh.
Okay. Whew, anyways, Harry nodded. Hermione cried out to Harry with a bewildered head. She did not smile at Ron, and lavender completely reached her eyebrows. There was no point in surprise. Then Snape spoke, and George burst, and Ron went straight out of his mustache.
By the
Throat hurts.
way, I looked. I typed in Harry Potter Thomas, and there's a character Dean Thomas.
Dean Thomas. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so
I'm glad that he was important enough
We
to come after him.
figured it out. Yeah.
God, there's 2 pages. Oh no, there's like a tiny bit on the last page. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like halfway through. Okay. Giggling weakly, Harry muttered, "Neville, jump backwards off the ability wand once." Invisibility, not ability. I can't talk. He did it! Exclamation point.
I felt like that sentence needed an exclamation point.
It was good. Badges stretched ahead, looking slightly smaller than Dumbledore, who couldn't date Hermione. What is Badges?
I don't know.
Why did it stretch? Oh my god. Hermione was quite unconnected, but that wasn't the prime tickets.
That's a good phrase. Imagine saying that in the real world. Like someone
That
says,
wasn't the prime ticket.
someone says like, "Oh, I think I gotta leave Jason. It's just not working out." And you're like, "Oh, that's not the prime tickets."
Ain't that not the prime tickets?
and then something goes well for them. Like a week later, it's like, "Oh, I think I might." They're talking to me about like getting a promotion. That's the prime tickets right there.
That's the prime tickets right there. Oh my god.
Just confuse everybody.
We need to use that. Oh man, we need to use that and report back.
You know what is the prime tickets?
What?
Just going back to bedroom.
No, that works too well. God dang it! You ruined it.
Dang it.
It's over. It's canceled.
It's all over. It's cancer.
Oh my god. There seemed to be a lot of wine from Hogwarts. However, Malfoy was sneering in the other end. That's not that funny of a sentence, but just knowing that that's what predictive text came up with from Harry Potter, it just makes so much more sense.
It does. It
just
does.
Malfoy was sneering. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Totally.
Harry muttered furiously, rounding the corner.
It's like Dumbledore, the Dumbledore voice you did in the.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Harry muttered fiercely, rounding the corner and looking fearfully at Dumbledore. What was the point in disbelief? Hagrid couldn't see what Malfoy's platform of panic was causing. It was all very sick to see. Then, with nothing to stop Fred Weasley quietly convincing himself to water plants, Harry yelled at Dumbledore. Dumbledore! Nothing to stop Fred Weasley quietly convince himself to water plants.
I feel like there should be plenty in life to stop you from quietly convincing yourself to water plants.
Oh my gosh.
As opposed to being like, should I water these plants? Like, shh, shh.
Don't water them. Don't.
Shh, no running in the library.
And no watering those plants.
No yelling at the pool.
No screaming at the children. Dumbledore, said Harry, starting to attract a few students who looked at him with virtually nothing but filthy stares. I'd like to point out that stairs is not the stairs that which you look at. It's stairs that you climb. Looked at him with filthy stares. Like the kind you step on.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
The moment anyone else in the room ejaculated, Harry found fudge.
Wait, sorry, back up,
felt
back up,
strange and
back up,
thick.
back up, back up. You gotta say that again. You were
The
choking.
moment anyone else in the room ejaculated, Harry found fudge. It felt strange and thick. What?
Dude. Oh my gosh.
The moment anyone else ejaculated.
The key word is anyone else.
He can ejaculate all he wants and it doesn't do anything. But someone else comes and he finds fudge. Oh no. Why is that in there?
My head hurts.
Oh my god.
Okay, calm down, calm down. Wipe the tears from your eyes, child.
Okay. Oh my god.
We've got to be close, right?
That's the end.
Oh, good. It felt strange and thick, and that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the end.
All right. Oh, good lord.
Oh my god, I have a headache. Whew. Okay.
How do we only have 18 subscribers, man? I'm telling you.
Oh, I don't know, man.